keep moving on here. We have a 3-point shootout. I know that's not people say contest. I say shootout from back in the day, early 2000s, late 90s, where that's what they called it, shootout. It's a shootout, damn it. You're shooting the ball, but I'm not. 3-point contest is really taking over, and I feel like it's one of the better contests of All Star Weekend. Um, where it's really competitive and challenging, and you're seeing guys just really shoot the ball, and it's just like you see guys like past winners like Ray Allen and Peja Stojakovic and all these other guys, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson going at it. So you see all these guys really shooting the ball, and this is a pretty good field. You got Tyrese Halliburton, who was 29th in 3-point shooting, what makes with 129. He missed some time there, but still getting the invite there to go there. And I feel like he's a guy that was questioned about his shot entering the league. To see him really just come out here and now he's in the 3-point contest where that was a question about his shot mechanics and all that, and can he get it off on this level? And the answer is yes, especially in Indiana. He's followed up by his teammate Buddy Hield, who is leading the league in 3-point makes with 218 currently. Um, when you just think about Buddy Hield, I think he's reached the fastest to a certain amount of 3-pointers, faster than Curry. He's really shooting the ball, primarily the 3 ball, and he's really letting it go right now. And to see him score like that, I've always liked this game. Even when he was at Oklahoma there in college, I'm like, this guy's going to be able to score on the next level, and he's showing that. His ability to transition and just knock it down the 3 rather than just be a regular scorer, high rate scorer there. To see him just shoot the 3 like that and be this efficient and really lead the league the past couple of years in 3-point makes, that's awesome to see from Buddy, man. He's really he's really giving it his all right there. Next, we have Damian Lillard, who has been in there before. He's 5th in the NBA with 178 makes. He's one of the best shooters from deep. We all know Logo Lillard. Um, so to see him really enter there, especially this deep, I believe he's been in a couple others, but to see him join this cast there is like, oh, that's awesome for Portland, and especially for Dame. Let's see if he can bring some hardware. He's joined by his teammate Anthony Simons, who was the 2020 dunk champion. So I feel like that's forgotten because of course, the pandemic and stuff like that and how the dunk contest is going. But Anthony Simons was the NBA dunk champion in 2020. So he's second in the league with 193 makes. So to think about Portland and Indiana both having teammates there, really shooting the ball really well. So good for these teams here. And finally joined by the hometown kid, Lauri Markkinen, who is 9th, I believe, in 3-point makes this season. Yes, with 159 makes. So they have to get somebody from the hometown to come in there, and Lauri Markkinen able to step up, and we'll see what he'd be able to do with the 3-point contest. But yeah, I think this is either going to be a Buddy Hield situation, so I'm going to go with Buddy because I think he's has the ability to do that. I believe he's a 3-point champion too as well. I think 2020, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going with the former champ, Buddy Hield. I feel like this is his type of thing, his type of contest. He's going to be able to shoot in rhythm and get off to a good stretch there to start that. And now we move to the final thing, slam dunk contest. And it's been kind of watered down the past couple of years, and I understand that from the standpoint that younger guys are going to try to get in this to up their stock, up their brand, get a little notoriety down there in Utah. But there's just been always been talking about the star pack and the lack of star power there in the dunk contest, and it's like a lot of those guys that were in the dunk contest, that was to grow the game at the point in time and expand it and really put your name out there. That was one of the ways that you can do that. Show that you're a prominent player, be in a dunk contest, be in this All-Star weekend at some point, some form or fashion, to be there. So to see the game where it is now, where everyone makes money and guys don't want to do that, like I can understand that because a lot of those guys that pull off those monster ducks are in playoff positions, are in league races, are in all NBA races. And people say I'm not one of the people that sit there and say you do the dunk contest, you get injured or whatever the case may be. But that's always a fear, right? Like these guys are human. Not everybody's going to want to be able to do the dunk contest. So gone are the days where you see Dominique and Michael Jordan going at it. Even though we had Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon go at it, I think we're going to be able to recreate some of those moments. But it's like where the creativity is going on so far with the dunk contest. I don't know if that's going to be reached. And there's some crazy dunkers. People have said bring out guys outside the league to come do the dunk contest. I'm like, Yeah, but they're not really in the NBA. So I think the NBA has to find a way to fix this, maybe offer up some more prize money or whatever the case may be to help generate some buzz for the NBA Slam Dunk contest. It's really just fallen flat the past couple of years. So hopefully they're able to rejuvenate it somehow and don't bring back the wheel like you guys did way back in the day or anything like that, or bring back the adjustable hoop. Don't do anything like that, but they got to figure out a way to make the dunk contest be entertaining, be what it once was. Um, so hopefully they can figure that out. Let's look at the contestants here. Trey Murphy the third from New Orleans, Kevin Martin Jr., who was Kenyon Martin son that used to play for the Nets. That was a power dunker, similar to his father. So we'll see what he's able to do out there. Jericho Sims, the young kid from Texas University out there in New York, he's big. He's a big man. We'll see what he's able to do. Big men don't really dominate in the dunk contest, but we'll see what happens this time. And from the G League, Mac McClung, guy from that played in Georgetown, had a lot of buzz. Went out there with the Lakers. I think he's with the Delaware Blue Claws now. Um, so the fact that the league has to go to the G League to support the NBA dunk contest is crazy. Yeah, right. Like no NBA stars are there. No one's going to really pick it up and try to do it. But they got to figure that out. There's some way that they can figure that out, get some quality there. Um, yeah, and try to figure out how to rebuild this dunk contest. Of course, all these young guys, again, as I said earlier, are going to try to rebuild their brand, really try to get their name out there. But the general public don't know who these guys are. Like people might know who Kenyon Martin Jr. is because his pops, and Mac McClung because he was a Georgetown sensation and a real guy coming out of high school and stuff like that. But overall, the dunk contest has just been blah. So they have to figure out a way to rejuvenate it. Hopefully, they do. And we'll see what they do about that. Also, the skills competition is out there. I don't think they have the contestants yet. They usually do that week before because most of the time, most of the top guys don't want to do it. They're coming up to this point in time and figure out who can do it. Also, the Rising Stars Challenge. I think it's Coach Pau Gasol, Joakim Noah, Darren Williams, and I think Jason Terry, who's coaching the G League team down there. That's going to be cool to see, especially that type of tournament style there. I was wondering how they fit that on All Star Weekend, especially with so much going on, the celebrity game and all that. And but NBA All Star Weekend is going to be pretty good. I know we have some question marks there, but the NBA All Star game is usually good, especially with the target score now added. Gives it a different element, gives it a different purpose and meaning. I feel like that game is going to be awesome, regardless of who's there or not. But it does suck that some of the stars aren't going to be there. I believe the 3-point contest is going to be pretty good as well, having that many snipers and sharpshooters there. And the dunk contest, we'll see if these young guys are going to be able to bring it and be able to put on a show. Hopefully, they're able to do that before all the changes happen here. So we'll see if they're able to put on a show and be able to dominate and be able to really pop the crowd at that point in time. And we'll see. Tough in this time to be that creative in the dunk contest. But let's see what these kids got, and we got to be optimistic about that. But that will do it for this episode of the Basketball Soapbox. I am your host, Daniel Daly. And again, check out all my other videos. I'll try to add playlists and stuff like that. But check out my wrestling podcast, Ring Takes with Brian and Lewis. And as always, check out the Basketball Soapbox on there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as well. That does help me figure out what you guys want to see. And I like interacting with a lot of the fans. That's always been one of the fun parts about this is interaction with those guys, with you guys, and figuring out what you guys like or not. But again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hopefully, next week I'm going to be doing a recap of actually a preview of the Elimination Chamber with Brian and Lewis, hopefully, as well as I want to just talk about the second part of the season here as we head into after halftime and see what these teams are able to do, especially after the trade deadline and stuff like that, and give a gauge where it is in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference and who's in the advantage here, especially after all those trades. So we'll see what about that, and I'll try to get that up by next week. But thank you for joining me, and until next time.